Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Caticus, and today I'm going to do a video about recording audio samples into the MPC Live very easily. Now, this isn't quite the same as doing sampling. There is a sampler in the MPC Live, and we'll talk about it real quickly when I flip the camera around. But this is more so about getting your recordings in time with the beat that you've already made. So we'll go through this very quickly. You'll find out that it's really easy to do, and that's it. So see you guys in a second. All right, so here we are looking at the MPC. I've just got like the track all set up, or I've got the project all set up, and I'm starting with a very simple beat. I'll play it for you real quick. Let's just have a listen if I start. So a very simple beat. It's just a snare and a kick, and I'm using the new plugins that MPC updated in the firmware. So I'm using the drum synth snare and the drum synth kick. So of course I can edit these later, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is showing you how to get audio recordings into your projects very simply and making sure that they're in time. So traditionally speaking, for example, I used to do this. I used to go from the menu here, go into sampler, and then I would arm this thing and play the thing like that, like play the beat, and then I'd try to catch the external thing, whatever I'm recording externally into here, at the same time as the beat and everything, and sometimes it'd be like a little bit off in timing, and it was difficult to manage. But anyway, you don't need to do something so hard. What you need to do is go to your main right here, go into your audio right here, make sure that this is set to in, and you've got audio 1, and it will by default just record to this. It's not going to record over anything in your MIDI. So the way that this works is if you're on this screen, it's going to record in the MIDI track, and if you're on this screen, it's going to record in the audio track. So we're going to do audio track 1, and we're going to, I haven't really thought of what, okay, I've got a really simple melody. It's not going to sound great with this beat, but that's not the point. The point is just recording it in time. So we're going to hit record, we're going to hit play start, we're going to go over here. Okay, so now that I've recorded that, see, it's still set to in, so you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it. But if you change this thing to auto, and then play it. Now, that wasn't perfect playing. I made some mistakes and stuff, but again, that's not the point of this. Let's say, if you were going to do this and you want to catch the perfect take, you would just hit undo right here. Let's just do it for the sake of being thorough here. I'll hit undo, and then if I play it, there's nothing there. So I've deleted that track. So we're going to try it again. Okay, so I made mistakes in that recording again, but it doesn't really matter. Something that's important to note when you're recording to audio tracks, after it's finished recording, it's going to go to overdub right there. Now, if you use overdub in MIDI tracks, if you finish recording something in MIDI tracks and it automatically goes to overdub, then anything else you do will also get recorded in it, and that's kind of you want to watch out for that. But in audio tracks, once it finishes with the recording and goes into the second loop and it says overdub, it's not actually overdubbing, so you don't have to worry about accidentally putting in recording over whatever you've just done. It'll only do the one take and it'll stay like that. But How do you get this in line with your music? Right now, it's already in line with the music, but in standalone mode, like when you're just using the MPC and not the PC, like not connected to the PC, you only have 8 audio tracks to work from, so it's quite limited. Also, if you're to do the technique where you copy sequence 1 to sequence 2 and start working from there, the audio track will also be copied over to there, and it's extra work to try to delete it. So, what can we do? This is like how you're getting audio samples in here. Once you're finished recording in here, you go back to the MIDI screen right here. You pick a track like that. Oops. Pick a track like that. 3 is unused. I'm going to set 3 to program edit, not plugin, right? Then I've got program 1 right here. And if I click on assign samples, the thing I recorded is right here, right on the top. There we go. Okay, so let's stop that. That is the recording that I just made. That's the audio track that I just made. So right now this is highlighted. I just click the knob down. It assigns it to that pad. I go to main. I'm just going to mute this right here. I'll just turn it from auto to off. Okay, so we don't hear it playing. So now when we play the track, okay, we're still hearing it. Hold on a second here. I've done something wrong. Okay, we are going to click erase. And then do it. Now audio track is empty. Audio 1 is now empty. There's nothing in that audio track. It's now clean and ready for the next sample. So we go back to MIDI and we've assigned that to pad 1, right? That sample to pad 1. So we go to main right here and then we click on this. So we have what we need right there, and we're going to, it's on full level right now, so I don't have to worry about triggering it too quietly. So we click record. Remember, we're on track 3, program 1, that's what it's assigned to. I'm going to click on record, play start. Timing is a little off on there. Let's see if it recorded in time anyway. Yep. There we go. We've now got what we just played in the audio track. We've got that sample playing in line with the song. It's like in line with the timing and everything. So unlike this screen where you've got this sampler right here and you have to like manage whatever you're recording to be at the right timing for it and then choose when the sample triggers to get it in line with it. This way, because you recorded it in the audio track, it's automatically in time with your beat. So all you've done is recorded audio track 1, you've gone back to MIDI right here, you've assigned it to the pad, then let me just exit out of here, main. Then you hit record, play start, and you tap that in line with it, and you've got that in there. We're gonna do it one more time. Let's do it one more time for a bass track. Let's see if I can quickly find a decent bass. Oh, I gotta turn on my audio here. Remember this here. That is not a decent bass. It's a little heavy, but let's see how it sounds with it. Okay, it's a little heavy, but again, we're just doing it for the sake of recording it. So let's put it in there. Let's go, we've got this set to in. Let's set that to auto so we can hear it when it finishes. We're going to click on record, play start. Okay, so it's recorded. Now we go over to MIDI right here. And if you want, like, of course, we're going to give this a new track. It's the bass track. And It's a good idea to name your tracks so you can organize them later. I haven't been doing that right here, so let's just call it BASS, bass, do it. Track 4 is going to be the bass. Now, if you want to edit your samples per sample, like add effects to it and stuff like that, then you're not going to want to assign them all to the same program, okay? If you don't really care about editing each one of them, then you don't have to. If the only thing you want to change is volume, then you can just edit or add it to the same program. So let's go to assign sample, listen to this. So we've got that thing we just made. So we click it there, it's now assigned to there. Go back to the main, go to audio. Now we're on audio track 1. We don't want this to play anymore. We want to use that program. So we click on erase, do it. Now audio track 1 is empty. So if we play it from here, we don't have our bass anymore. So we go back to MIDI. We're on bass here. Pad 2, we just assigned the bass to that. Okay. We know that that's there. We click on record, play start. Okay, so it's just going to trigger that at the start of track 4, and it'll play all the way through, and it's in time with your music. But we can hear that that bass is way too heavy. So there's 2 ways we can deal with that. One is the easy way. It's in program 1, which is the same program that the melody is in. So we don't really want to add effects to change the bass because it's also going to change the melody in the last track. So what we can do is we can go to the levels right here, and we can change the bass level. So turn it down a bunch. Try playing it. You hear that difference? Okay, so that's one way. I will give you a warning though. If you want to adjust the level, always make sure that after you're done recording something, like anytime you're finished recording as many bars as it goes and it's going to go into the next, like it's going to repeat the sequence, make sure you hit stop because it's stuck in overdub. Like after it finishes record mode, it goes to overdub mode and it records like automation in that. So if you are still in overdub and you haven't noticed it and you go into levels here and you turn that thing down, it's going to record that motion. And I've found that it's really hard to undo that without deleting the track. Like once you put that motion in there, it's so hard to undo that automation. So don't leave it in overdub after it finishes recording. As soon as it finishes recording that like sequence that you want to finish, hit stop, and then make whatever changes. So anyway, that's the one way to do it, is just adjusting the volume right here. That's the most basic way to do it. Let's try that again. Okay, very subtle. The other thing that you can do, let's go back to main here. We're going to mute this right now because we want to pretend we didn't do it this way, okay? So the other way to do this is make a new program, assign samples. This is our bass right here. We'll assign it right there. Okay, it's assigned to pad 1. Go to main here again. Now, we're just going to ignore this. Pretend we didn't make that. Let's call this one right here BASS 2. If I'm a little slow, it's because I'm trying to navigate this through the phone camera instead of actually looking at the device. Okay, so bass 2, do it. We're going to pretend we didn't make track 4. We're going to pretend we immediately assigned that bass sample to a new program. So do that, it's too loud. So we click on this little eyeball right here. Because we assigned it to its own program, we can add effects as much as we want. So we can go to like over here and add a delay. Let's play it. It's going to sound bad. Huh? Oh, right, I got to trigger it. Hold on. If you want to hear the effects, let's assign, wait, that's not assign sample. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. So we're gonna hit record. Okay, so that delay really messed up the timing. If we turn that off, right now and press play. So the timing is right, and then we can add and change effects as necessary. Let's go in here and let's add filter gate. That's gonna make it sound trippy. Let's try it. That's pretty cool. And of course, we can edit the filter gate as we want to in here. There's all sorts of things. But the point isn't about using the effects in here. The point is about how to put samples in there. So let's do a quick recap of what we did to get our samples into the music very easily. So first thing we do is click on audio. Make sure this is set to either in or auto. If it's set to in, you're going to hear it while you're playing it and recording it, but once it's done recording, it's going to make it so you can't hear that track anymore because it's just listening for the input. If you click on auto and then you click record and play start, then you play your thing. As soon as it's done, like as soon as it's done the full sequence, all the bars, it's going to start playing what you've recorded. Again, don't worry about the fact that it changes to overdub after it's finished recording. It won't record anything over that. It'll just do one time and that's it. So once we've done that, once we've got our audio track recorded in there, we go back to main right here. We find the track we wanted on. Let's say it's an unused track right here. And then we use the program we want. We go to assign samples. We will find that sample that we just made. We'll find that recording that we just made in here. Assign it to a pad. Go back to main. Click record and start on the track you want. Trigger it in time with the music, and you're good to go. Then you have to remember to delete the audio track or erase it. So you click on erase. It'll automatically default to what you just made. Just click do it. It's done. Then all you're going to hear is the audio sample that you triggered from your pad. And you can do this an unlimited amount of times. Remember that in standalone mode, you only have 8 audio tracks to work with. I like to save the audio tracks for after I've done the project and I put all the sequences together into a long sequence, and then I can record like me playing a synthesizer along with it or something. So you use the audio tracks that way. Otherwise, if I'm just putting in like a bass line or a melody or something that's simple and can be repeating through the track, I just record it through here and then use the audio sample as a trigger. You can do this with all sorts of things. If you're just recording like basic sounds through a microphone, like, hey, yeah, something like that, then using this sampler might be right for you because it's just easy. You just arm it and then do something in the microphone. But again, if you want something to be in time with your music, something like a bass line or whatever from an external piece of equipment or an external source, then use this method. Audio track, record it, go back into main or MIDI right there, assign it to a program. Again, remember, if you want to assign effects to it after, then you want to make sure it gets its own program so that those effects don't start affecting like other samples that you don't want to be affected. Anyway, that about ties this up. I don't think I need to say more than that. If you have any questions or if I was at all unclear in this video, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to answer them. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this, a subscribe if you loved it, and take it easy. This is Caticus, out.